All right, what's up? I'm here with Dan and JJ from Lesbian Bed Death. This band is kicking ass over in the UK.
Cheers.
So, tell my viewers who you are and what you do.
I'm JJ, this is Dan, and we are Lesbian Bed Death. Hell yeah. We are Lesbian Bed Death.
What we do, I'm the guitar player, and
I'm the lead singer.
Yeah.
All right, so, first of all, I have to ask, where'd your band name come from?
Okay, interesting one. I was watching a documentary a few years ago, and it was a very grown-up documentary, and a psychologist was talking about the term lesbian bed death, and immediately I thought that sounds like a really cool name for a rock band. So it was nothing more grown up than that. That's where it came from. And also, no one wanted to steal our band name as well at the time. And it just kind of stuck. And we've been Lesbian Bed Death for a long time now.
All right. So, you're getting ready to tour right, you're getting ready to go on the tour, right?
That's right, yeah. 1st of September is the first show. So we're quite excited about that.
Awesome.
Going up to Scotland and going down south of England to Brighton and Southampton. It's going to be fun. We're looking forward to it.
Awesome. So when you're out on the road, what's your favorite snack?
Oh, that's such a good question. All of them. Well, we've just shared a pack of chili heatwave Doritos, so we'll be taking lots of those on tour with us.
What kind of Doritos?
Chili heatwave.
I don't know if we have those in the States, but I think I need them. I haven't
You
seen them.
You do need them.
They're
very important.
I do. I'm a Dorito fiend. I need those.
Yeah, chili heatwave is like the best flavor.
I'm terrible on tour because I'll work out where I want to eat in every different city. I'll look at all the reviews and find the best burger restaurant or whatever. And it's more important than the show for me. Where we eat it's my priority.
Sticking with food for a minute. If you were a salad, what dressing would it have?
Oh, that's a very good question. I like kind of mustardy kind of dressings, or anything with a bit of chili in. I also really like just straightforward olive oil. It's just really nice, like a really good high quality olive oil.
I've literally never had a salad in my entire life.
She doesn't know what salad is.
I don't even know. No.
No.
Okay. I mean,
probably like full salad dressing.
Okay.
Green Skittles don't count, JJ.
Oh, damn it.
All right. So you're working on your new album, Midnight Lost. Is that correct?
That's right. Yeah.
Any idea yet when we might, see that album?
Well,
amazing question.
That's the question. We're working on it right now. We're literally in the studio now as we're talking to you. We're still kind of putting it together. The plan is to get it out for the start of September for the tour. So there's a crazy deadline, and we're all working really, really hard to meet that. Mm-hmm. Again, we're having damage limitation meetings just in case we don't. But we have to be positive, and that's the plan. Start of September. So I think the worst case scenario is the album will be online at the start of September, even if we haven't got the CDs ready. But I'm quietly confident we'll make it. We'll get it good.
All right. That makes sense. So obviously your band is pretty horror themed. What are some of the movies that you take as like influences towards your videos and stuff?
There's loads, aren't there?
Just so many.
Yeah.
Night of the Evil Dead is probably
What?
like a
No,
really...
The Living Dead.
The Living Dead.
No,
Oh my
you're
god.
gonna get cancelled.
I'm gonna get cancelled. Do you know all those like parody videos that are on the internet where people make really stupid parodies? I love watching those parodies, so now I confuse the actual titles with the parody videos. It's horrible.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
For me, I think the films I loved when I was a kid have really stuck with me. The Lost Boys and Return of the Living Dead, and I had both the soundtracks when I was a kid as well, and played them to death. And I think Return of the Living Dead for me was one of the soundtracks that made me want to be in a band in the first place.
I understand.
Lost Boys as well.
Those two.
Yeah.
Oh, Lost Boys. That soundtrack is so freaking good.
It's brilliant, isn't it? Brilliant.
While we're talking about, music in this sense, tell me about some of the pieces of music that, really had a big impact on you and made you want to make music.
Ooh.
Like bands and artists, or
or if there were specific songs, specific artists, whatever.
Probably one of my favorite bands of all time is Black Sabbath. I absolutely love Black Sabbath. And they've got a lot of horror themes and stuff like that going on throughout their music, and I think that sort of feeds in to why I wanted to join this band so much and be in this band, because it's got all the same sort of vibe to me.
Yeah, definitely. Same here. I love Black Sabbath, and being controversial as ever, I love a lot of the non-Aussie Sabbath stuff. I love a lot of the Tony Martin era records. They're awesome, and they do get sadly overlooked by a lot of the fans. Particularly Headless Cross is great. Other stuff. I mean, when I grew up, I was a huge Kiss fan, still am. And Judas Priest as well.
Judas Priest is another big one, yeah.
And then when I got a little bit older, I got into more the goth stuff like Sisters of Mercy and the Cult. The stuff a lot of people consider more mainstream, but that set me on the path, really. Kiss, Judas Priest,
Hex Girls from Scooby Doo.
Yes,
of course, standard. Yeah.
Let's see. So this band has already been around for almost 20 years. Was this did y'all think it would last that long?
No, I didn't think it would last the summer, to be honest. Originally, when I started the band, it was a side project and just a bit of fun, and I thought we'd make one album and then disappear, and that would be it. But then people actually started to listen to it and enjoy it. My regular band was falling apart and it was struggling, and there wasn't that much interest in it from the outside or from the people in the band in the end. So Lesbian Bed Death kind of was starting to take off, so it just became the obvious thing to do to make it a proper, my priority band, if you like. And we've had lots of different lineups over the years because people come and people go, and when it's not like a career, people do it for a few months, maybe even a couple of years, then they move on because they get bored or want to do something else with their spare time. But I've carried it on, and I'm glad I have, and we've made some records that I'm really proud of, and to be honest, I think we're better than ever now. Obviously because of JJ, obviously it's entirely you.
Oh yeah, it's totally just me.
What, in your opinion, is the most overrated band of all time?
Oh my gosh! Just ever?
Yeah, ever.
Maybe
the Backstreet Boys.
Controversial. I'd say the Beatles, to be honest, but I think the Beatles definitely are important in terms of historical significance. But as far as the actual music, I just never. Just couldn't get into it.
I like quite a few Beatles songs, but on a sort of general scale, probably the Beatles. Definitely the Backstreet Boys, though. They one-hit wonders in my eyes.
I have to go with Slayer personally, but
yeah,
we were literally just on about Slayer.
I like Slayer. I do like Slayer, but I'll say this about them is that I wouldn't say they're a one-trick pony, but they didn't evolve as much as a lot of other bands on that scene.
Yeah,
and they became almost like a cult where everyone Slayer was seen as the epitome of thrash and heavy music. But in truth, they were being overtaken by so many other bands who were doing
Absolutely.
exactly
I
the same
mean,
thing.
I've actually
Yeah.
listened to their entire catalog, and I only found like a small handful of songs I could even tolerate. But everyone's just like fucking Slayer, and I'm like,
Yeah.
why?
What?
They're one trick
Uh,
pony.
I really love the more melodic stuff like Seasons in the Abyss. I think it's a great song.
Agreed.
But a lot of the stuff like on Raining Blood. I mean, I love Angel of Death. I love the title track, or Raining Blood. Sorry, not quite the title track. And Post Mortem's great, but the rest of it, I mean, I'm not that fussed. I don't.
Yeah.
I'd much rather listen to Megadeth, to be honest.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, in terms of thrash.
All right. So I noticed like all your music videos are like a mini movie. Like they tell a story so freaking well. Like what's your process like and like storyboarding and filming and everything? Like tell me all about it.
Oh, that's a tricky one. I think it depends. It depends on the song. You know, some songs lyrically will kind of tell you what needs to be in the video. Others are kind of a bit more abstract. And you know, the truth is, what we'll often do, because we do everything on a shoestring budget. You know, if you find a venue or find something that would be good for a music video that I could use for free or next to nothing, then we'll think about a video. Then eventually a song will be the right fit for that idea.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so say for example, you know, a friend of a friend has got a haunted museum down the road from where I live. And so it just happened that we knew this guy, so we got it cheap. And then you know, it was the Antichrist video. We ended up being there because they kind of married up with the lyrics, and you know, but a lot of it's who you know and where you are and stuff. And, you know, if you have a friend who says, "Oh, I've got a farm, and you guys are welcome to use the farm, or whatever," then we might do like a slasher on a farm video. You know, it's our choices are often limited by budget and what we can get away with, really. Yeah, it's all very, very small budget. I mean, most of the people in our videos are friends, and you know, people like local people who just want to be in a music video.
I think that makes it more wholesome, to be honest, is because you can get your friends, your family, just like the local community involved in what you're doing. It just creates this this sense of community at like all the videos and whatever you do. You've got people behind you supporting you, and I think the people are the most important thing behind bands, really. You know, they keep us going. So yeah, that's true.
All right. What do you think is the biggest challenge that you guys face right now as a band?
Oh, deadlines, probably. Just
deadlines.
Sorry, just deadlines.
Yeah, getting this album out.
There's like not enough hours in the day sometimes because you know you do other stuff. You've got like work and whatever. You're just trying to pursue your passion amongst all the other daily grinds that you have to do. Yeah, I'd probably say that.
I also think with the music industry, there are a lot of barriers that people don't talk about. You know, when you say look at one of the bigger festivals, I can look at the lineup and I can tell you how each one of those bands got on that lineup. You know, oh, their manager manages bigger bands as well, or,
right?
You know what I mean? It's you can work it out who's on what label, who's signed up to what PR company. There's always an industry link generally. You know, the idea that you get chosen for a festival because someone somewhere likes your band and thinks you're good and you just get asked to play is kind of rare, really. You know, the press will spin that story, but it's seldom true, if I'm honest. And that's the thing, when you're independent like us, these opportunities are very few and far between. So when we do get an opportunity, we jump on it.
Okay, so obviously, as we mentioned, you know, next year your band have been around for 20 years. You know, you have a huge catalog. Why aren't you more well known?
Well, yeah, we don't have a label. Well, we got my label. The label's basically me.
Here's the label.
Me and a laptop.
Oh my goodness!
And
so you do literally like everything.
Yeah, most of it. I mean, my girlfriend's our manager now, and she helps out a lot. But in the old days, I used to do everything. Yeah, you know, even drive the van.
I think you should totally let me drive, even though I don't drive this year.
Yeah, that'll be fun. Yeah, I want to get back safely though, unfortunately. But yeah, I mean, even like when someone buys a CD, it's me stuff that CD in the jiffy bag. We're like a genuinely independent band, and I find like the bands that get big are usually because someone somewhere is making a lot of money out of them. They've signed a management deal or something somewhere. That's taken them to the mainstream, and I would love us to be a bigger band, but that opportunity hasn't presented itself yet, unfortunately. So the way I see it is we just keep on doing our thing, keep on making albums as good as we possibly can, and put on a good live show. Then hopefully some good luck will come our way.
Getting some more socials and stuff now, aren't we? So
yeah.
Because I'm like part of the generation that's all to just do with social media. You've got like your TikTok and Instagram and stuff like that. I'm obsessed with it. I don't think I could live without Instagram. It's quite sad.
I understand.
Yeah, it's just, but it's great though, and I think if you know how to use the algorithm and you understand it, I think you can use it to your advantage. So we're just getting some more like behind the scenes stuff going, aren't we? Which people are really excited to see. Yeah. Putting ourselves out there a bit more, I think, and we're hoping to see an increase already. Through that, basically, we're just going to keep going, never give up.
Yeah. JJ's in charge of our TikTok now.
Yeah.
I can't be doing with TikTok. I'm too old. It's just full of annoying kids. I'm at that age now. I'm just like, no, switch it off.
And I'm one of the annoying kids, so I'll survive out there. It's okay.
She's the most annoying of all the kids. So.
If you could collaborate with any artist, who would it be?
Oh, that's a good question. I'd probably collaborate with someone like Ashton Knight from The Awakening. He's pretty cool. I love his kind of baritone voice, which I think would work well with JJ's. I should drop him an email.
Yeah.
Definitely Tobias from Ghost. That'd be great. Simply because we probably sell a million records. Then
He's wearing the t-shirt.
Awesome. I don't know. I haven't really thought about it, to be honest. Rob Halford as well, if he's kicking about, got nothing to do. He's got a spare weekends. nothing better to do. Twiddling his thumbs. Come make a record with us.
Let's do it.
If you couldn't, do your band, what would you do?
Armed robbery, probably. I really don't know. I don't have much use, to be honest, in this world, other than being in a band. So
okay.
Yeah, maybe try and make movies. Possibly.
You have said that before, haven't you?
Yeah. I'm intending to make a horror movie at some point before I get old and die. There'll be definitely that's on the cards at some point. But other than that, I don't really have much use other than being in a band. I don't know. What about you, Jay?
Me personally, I'm just I've concluded that no matter what I'm doing in my life, whether it's a job or it's not a job, as long as it involves music, then I'm going to be happy. So I will just keep pursuing music forever. I'm like you, outside of this band and everything that we want to achieve with it. Just nothing. Yeah, just music.
Busking,
yeah.
You're one of those people that are annoying tourists.
Yeah, basically.
With a pan pipe, selling CDRs in the street.
Literally.
You could do that.
I could, yeah.
Yeah.
And what motivates you to keep going? Like, even when, shit gets really bad, what keeps you moving forward?
I think that you owe it to yourself to become everything you've ever dreamed of becoming. And it's as simple as that. If you've got a dream, no matter how hopelessly you can chase that dream, and you will get let down so many times, and it's a hard battle, and most people don't make it and they just give up. But the ones who make it to the top, in my eyes, are the ones that don't give up. They keep going, and it takes them their entire life to get to where they want to be, but they get there. So it's just about, and
when you get to my age, you're like, God, am I there yet? Fucking hell. How much longer am I going to be retired by the time I make it? Or,
How old are you?
I'll be mummified by the time.
Oh my goodness.
We get a record deal or something. I'll look like Mumra, the Ever Living.
You can't be that old.
No. Not certainly not in spirit. Anyway,
he's a vampire.
I am.
Oh, okay. I mean, oh yeah, of course. And how did your sound develop?
I learned to play my guitar properly.
Oh, there we go. That's a good answer.
So she's laughing at me.
You killed her.
I have.
Gosh.
What do you reckon?
Oh gosh. So I was a fan of LBD long before I became part of the actual band, which is crazy to me because again, I was basically a fan of you before I got to actually meet you and play with you and stuff like that.
Good taste.
Good taste, obviously. Yeah. For me, I think we're getting back to the original LBD essence, aren't we? I think LBD's got a very sultry, sassy kind of vibe about it with all this gothic stuff going on, be bewitched by us kind of thing. Yeah. And you saw a lot of that within the early days of LBD. And then I think over the years you started to get a bit heavier. You love a good chunky riff, don't you?
Yeah. I mean, for me, I started off playing in metal bands and hardcore bands and things. I wanted this band to be kind of glam meets goth, like Kiss meets the Sisters of Mercy or something, And at the time, I didn't really have the ability to do that properly. I didn't really, but I tried. But then as time went on, we started doing different things, had some heavier riffs coming in, and it's just kind of naturally changed a little bit. It was I never intended it to, but we have definitely been trying to, look back as to what made people like the band in the first place, and to try and incorporate a lot of that, but at the same time not, wallowing in nostalgia too much. We're trying to bring it up to date as well. So it's still very much identifiable as a Lesbian Bed Death record, but it's got something new and fresh and modern and contemporary about it as well.
Definitely, yeah. It's bringing all the original LBD elements mixed with all this sort of new, just it's the attitude, isn't it? It's moving with the times kind of thing.
Yeah, there's some swagger on the album.
Yeah, of course. I bring all the swag to the band.
In fairness, it's probably the heaviest album we've ever done. Obviously, it doesn't sound like Slayer or anything like that. It's definitely a lot of chunky riffs, and it's some good headbanging tunes on there.
Oh, definitely.
But without losing, our identity too much. It's still very much LBD. But yeah, it's I'm very pleased. I'm quite excited for everyone to hear it now. It's getting to that point, really.
I'm excited for people to hear me, because obviously people, I've not done much outside of LBD, so for me it's people are hearing my voice for the first time. Our latest music videos, that's the first time anyone's heard me in this band, and it's exciting basically to show people what we can be, what our sound's gonna sound like, and we're gonna knock their socks off with this album.
I can't wait to hear it. All right. So you said you're building a social media presence. Are you on everything now, or?
We are literally on everything now.
Oh, yeah. We're on everything.
We're on everything.
We sound like crackheads, we're just on everything, Seriously, we're on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram,
TikTok.
Yeah, TikTok now. That thing. We've got a Threads account now.
I haven't hopped over there yet.
No, it's not much going on, really.
Yeah, it's a nicer Twitter. That's the only way I can describe it.
And we used to be on Tumblr once upon a time, but
I still use Tumblr all day long. I
remember Tumblr.
Yeah,
I remember,
I don't think we've posted in like 10 years.
There's a lot more not safe for work content, but
is LBD on Reddit? That's the question.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
There should be a lesbian bed death Reddit.
Have you noticed how here in England it's the evening and the videos got darker and darker during the conversation?
Yeah, it's a light. It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon here, so
I'm just go switch a light on.
Do you want me to have the camera? While you do
I'm looking. Yeah, you have the camera.
Okay. Hello, it's just JJ now.
Okay. So JJ, you said you were originally a fan, and then you came to be in the band. How'd you end up in the band?
That's an amazing question. So it's actually been we've got some lights. It's been about a year now. Oh, thank you. It's not ours.
Well, either way, I like it.
So about a year ago, like last year in about May, I think it was. I was in another band, one that I'd started in college because I went to music. I went to like music college basically, and this promoter put my band with Lesbian Bed Death at the time, and it was not a great mix for like the two bands to be there together. But it was one of those things where like friendships were formed. I remembered these guys remembered me. It was an honor back then to play with them, and then I think because we added each other on like our social medias and stuff like that, when they were looking for a new singer, they like reached out to me, and I was immediately like yes, because I've just been obsessed with these guys for like forever, and I was just like yes, if this opportunity is arised, I'm gonna take it. So I met up with them literally the same night that they were like, are you interested in being with us basically. We went to the pub, didn't we? Just went to a local pub for a couple of pints, discussed it over. And then once I'd been like approved by the other members and stuff like that, and they heard my voice and stuff, we started recording together. They were like, "That's it, you're in."
Hey, so Kyler, I absolutely agree, but it was meant to be.
It was meant to be, yeah, basically. It was crazy because I was caught in my other band in like just like a local radio interview discussing this new band that I'd discovered called Lesbian Bed Death and how much I love them. And the radio host actually knew of Lesbian Bed Death, and we were just, fangirling over LBD basically. And then a year and a half later, I'm their lead singer, and it's so surreal to me. Like, I don't know how this happened, but like that commenter said it was meant to be.
That's awesome. Is there anything else that we haven't touched on that you really wanted to talk about?
Go watch our new video.
Yes, the one that came out. What was it called? Something suicide something.
Satanic Suicide Sex Cult.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, Facebook's algorithm doesn't seem to like the new video very much.
They probably don't like the title.
It's like every word, lesbian bed death, satanic suicide sex cult. Like every word flags up apart from bed, and even then I'm not too sure.
Had to like even on other social medias, it's like trying to, put in like asterisks basically where like the A's are and stuff like that. Yeah. To try and just censor it a little bit so the algorithm doesn't completely demolish it, but it's been doing well, to be fair.
Yeah, so if anyone out there hasn't seen it yet, please watch it and please share it, because Facebook's not going to let it be very visible otherwise.
You have to share it.
yeah. So we really should have thought about that, really, shouldn't we?
I don't know, it's doing pretty good on YouTube. It's got 11,000 views.
That's pretty good. Yeah, oh, wow. A lot of people have been sharing it, but a lot of shares. So it's our fan base have helped us out immensely with the video, which we're very grateful for. We've got another one coming out probably the end of August called The Mummy's Tomb.
Woohoo! I'm excited for this one. I enjoyed dressing up for this one so much. I was a high priestess. And oh my, I can't wait for you guys to see this. It's gonna be amazing.
So The Mummy's Tomb, so is the video gonna have like some Egyptian elements to it?
Yeah.
Yep.
I can't wait to see that. I love anything like that, so that's cool.
Yeah, you'll be obsessed.
I bet I will. All right, awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining me. Is there anything you want to say to your fans who might go and watch this?
Pre-order the new album Midnight Lust, watch our new video, and if you can, if we're coming to your area, don't know how many like diverse your viewers are.
I actually have viewers all over the globe, so
and like Jerry Springer says, was it look after yourselves and each other? Is that right?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Like that. It's been a long day. I couldn't think of anything better. So.
All right. Till next time, stay rocking.
All right. Thank you so much. It's been fun.
Thank you.
Okay.
Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.
Drop the bass.